Hey guys, Marsinger here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today I decided, after the nightmare that was Fusion Zamasu, that we would take the GOBROS into the SYN event, which is probably one of the other most difficult events on Global at the moment, or at least for certain teams it is. Some of you guys will know exactly which ones I'm referring to. Not a great... Well, we can sacrifice the key for you, I guess. So... this event, I feel like, will be a little bit more interesting for the GOBROS because whilst the first phase does have type disadvantage, he's not that tough in the first phase. And then when we get to the second phase where he starts doing AoEs, which, again, potentially not great for them until they're fully built up, but when he starts doing AoEs, he's AGL, and his AoEs aren't that bad. So that would give us a pretty good opportunity to get fully built up by the time we get to the very final phase, where the AoEs could still potentially be a problem. It just depends what defense they've built up to at that point. So I think we could potentially do well here. Now, the big question is, and I kind of thought this myself when setting up for this video, is the big problem is, let's say they do really, really well in this showcase, and we get to the end of the video and we're like, wow, they cooked. It's kind of like, but who cares? Because SYN is an event that came out for the anniversary, which for Global is now, what, like 3 months ago, at least. And for JP, you know, is a long time. But I mean, the EZA just came out on Global, so we'll look at it from the Global lens. So this is an event that came out like 3 months ago. And even if they can be good in here, because of the nature of like the AoE boss at the end, they're still not one of the like top pick ideal units, I would say. Although, I mean, look at them going off here on turn 1. We got the 4 attacks. The fourth one was a super. They got up to 10 million attack stat. That means they raised their defense by 30% 3 times in this turn. So, I mean, they look good, but does anyone care anymore about a unit that looks really good against SYN? Like, I can already predict. I wanted to try this out just to see how well they would do in this event. Also, I love this KO screen so much. But I'm already predicting that, like, this video will not do well because... how many people will see, oh, GOBROS versus SYN? I don't care. I won't even watch that. Like, so I mean, it's kind of a shame. And when Omega comes out, Omega is obviously a lot harder, so it becomes a bit more relevant. But Omega is int at the end. So already we're on the back foot a little bit with the GOBROS in terms of how well they could potentially perform. Now, obviously, if they get super built up, they could be looking really good. But obviously we'll kind of have to see how that goes. So look at this, Kai Goku starting off with the super counter. You love to see that. This is the same team I used in the Zamasu video. I actually really like this team build for the GOBROS, even though they don't get an opportunity to get all in the family unless we put them next to this Kai Goku. So I probably should have floated him off. But, I mean, the thing is, when you have a team that's this powerful, because the 8-year LRs obviously have the capability to put out an absolute ton of damage, and the GOBROS themselves do as well, it's like you don't really have time to fix your rotations if you need to. Like, I've been quite lucky in recording these videos for the GOBROS that they've literally been on, like, turn 1 or turn 2, so we can get a good setup for them straight away. But obviously in the Zamasu video, I don't think we had a single run where they started on the same turn as the Kai Goku. So I haven't really had a chance to test those two out together. Because whilst they don't share links like Super Saiyan, they do have all in the family, which does give a pretty significant amount of extra defense for the GOBROS, which I think is going to matter a lot. Especially when you factor in, you know, again, all of their supers giving them extra defense. The more defense they have at the start of the turn, the better that's going to be for them overall, right? So we're also doing, I think we're doing way too much damage. I might have to put them in slot 1 on the next turn because, yeah, otherwise we're just going to, they might even kill him here. Can they still get another super after this? And again, this kind of poses the problem of the GOBROS are not super good in short events. So because we're just absolutely powering through this, I mean, this is turn 3 and we're going to kill the AGL phase, right? So we can do this. How do I make sure I get the orbs for Bulma? I don't really care about you. I want to get the support. So they got 4 attacks on their first turn. So they're at 326k. They're going to get the buff from Bulma picking up her orbs. But obviously we don't get to see it because now the turn starts. Yeah, very spicy. 15.5 million attack stat. But then, of course, now we just kill him. So then that's the end. And they only got 1 extra attack. So now, as we then come through into what will be their third appearance, they've only attacked 5 times. Which, I mean, we've seen units that have this problem in the past, but units that have to build up by attacking a certain amount, when you get to events that you end up blowing through super quickly, then obviously units, like, they're just not going to look that good because they don't get the chance to do what they need to do. It's why the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage is always kind of fun for those kind of units, because you cannot kill the Metal Cooler army. So you can just keep doing super after super after super, get your build up with those units, and then you don't have to worry too much about killing them early, because that is the biggest flaw that we've seen so far in this run for the GOBROS specifically, is we're at physical sin on turn 4 and they've attacked 5 times in total, which is they need to attack 10 times to get fully built up. 5 attacks is enough for them to get all their key, but we need to attack another 5 times for their full passive to be built up, which is unfortunate. Also, we have the Boo Duo out here taking 100k from the AoEs, which is a little bit unfortunate. That was with 400k defense at the start of the turn. So how much does this do to Kai Goku? 307k. Ooh, that's a lot. He survived because of the 1 HP thing. It kind of comes back to, again, my my Kai Goku only being 55%, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think what we'll do here, we'll jump back in. I think what we'll do is we will specifically try and get Kai Goku next to the GOBROS, right? So they can get all in the family. So we didn't get it on the first turn, which means I'm going to have to float off Goku. But God Goku's in slot 7, so he takes his place as the slot 1 unit for that rotation. So that does work out okay. It just means we have to go for... We'll have to put the Boo Duo in slot 1, which is not ideal for them usually, but at least they do have type advantage here. I could also, I guess, be trying to get less key with some of the other LRs, but I also want them to be getting their attacks so that they can get built up, because that's the other thing. You don't want to sacrifice the performance and the build-up of some of your other units to then allow the GOBROS to build up, but then you get to like physical sin, and then for example like the Boo Duo will get killed because they didn't get enough supers to get built up as much as we would have liked by that point. So it is tricky when you have a lot of units that need to build up all on the same team, which is unfortunate. I mean, these guys are on a lot of 200% leads, so there's a lot of different team builds you can use. These are all being recorded on the day that the EZA came out. This video might end up going up tomorrow on the Friday, because I'm going to be away until I'll be back in time for the Slot 1 Super podcast on Friday night. So there's definitely some other team setups I want to try. They do link reasonably well with the AGL Blue Duo from the Worldwide. Obviously, if you then fuse them into Vegito, they would lose their having an ally whose name includes Goku on the rotation thing. But you could obviously keep the Blue Boys in that form as long as you need to. And then the ideal thing was obviously it would be you get a rotation where you have a different Goku unit floating into slot 3 on the turn where you then fuse into Vegito, and then they obviously could still look really, really good on that turn potentially. So anyways, we get the Icarus go off here. So with Bulma's support, can we even get the Bulma support though? Because if I get 5 orbs for Bulma, is she just going to kill? Like, this is the awkward thing. It's like, do I have to do this for the turn, otherwise they don't get any attacks? Probably. Because otherwise, yeah, they don't get any attacks. And like, Bulma's support is going to boost them up here, and then they potentially just kill with 1 attack, which is not good. And of course, if he supers straight away, which fortunately he didn't. But they still take 200k. Yeah, definitely an awkward situation for these guys. So many events that are available now are just not what they need, right? Like, even this event being not as hard at the beginning, like, they still took 200k. And now again, slot 1, they're not a slot 1 unit. 200k slot 1, not ideal. The second phase is AGL, which is good for them. But as you can see, we are getting through the stages very, very quickly. So I think what we could do here is this. I want to break these guys up a little bit. I don't need to get a crazy amount of supers with these guys, because I just want them to build up their damage reduction. I don't want them to go too crazy. And then if I grab 3 orbs for you, so you get the dodge, but you're not getting the extra super. Which again, this comes back to the whole, like, you know, hurting the rest of the team or holding back the rest of the team, so we can see good performance from the GOBROS, which is not really ideal, but... And then, yeah, we stand by with you, so we can get a bit of a heal here. They'll be very strong defensively. I needed these guys to be able to attack first, because even though AGL SYN's AoEs are not particularly powerful, I didn't really want them getting hit by the AoEs. So them getting these extra supers here and building up their damage reduction is what we need, right? So, because if they get the full build up here, they're at 50% damage reduction, which I think they are now, right? Because they've done 3 supers this turn, and they did at least 2 last turn. So that means even if he supers them here, I think they should be fine. Because they are raising defense on each of their supers for the turn as well. So they get hit, Goku dodge, yep. And then they take double digits because they're in the standby. Because if we hadn't standbyed them, then they could potentially take some damage as well. This does 185. Okay, it's not too bad. I was going to say, it would be kind of good to take some damage so we can actually get the family Kamehameha. Because I haven't even gotten that in any of the runs that we've done so far. The problem is, when they're not fully built up, you're kind of sacrificing the ability to get extra build up for them to be able to use it, right? So like if we used it now, I think does it count as an attack as part of their passive? But then the enemy loses a whole bunch of extra HP, and then that means they potentially then do less attacks this turn because the enemy dies quicker. So yeah, we share with Goku, all in the family, Fierce Battle and Legendary Power, and then from these guys we're getting Golden Warrior and Super Saiyan. So we do have a pretty decent set of links. Obviously, we'll get Fierce Battle active once we do the once we've actually got enough key for them. So that is pretty good. Should I use the active skill here, or I don't want to risk the thing where we get to the final phase and then we just can't use it. But yeah, I kind of want to see how much damage it will do, because their passive isn't fully built up, right? So once their passive is built up, they will do more damage overall as well. So I think we do not do it here, right? So we do this, then we go for, yeah, that's the most key we can get for you. So we'll do this, and then I would have liked to have gotten the same type orbs, but yeah, we'll do this, I guess. All right, so let's see, what have they got for us on this turn? Ideally, if we're going to get supered this turn, it's on Kai Goku and he counters, or it's on the Gobros, because they should be able to tank it reasonably well after they get their super attacks off. So let's see. We get the Bulma support from the previous rotation as well. So attacks-wise, like attack stat-wise, they should be looking pretty good. They got off a lot of attacks on the first turn. So yeah, 9.6 here. And then getting that big defensive boost from All in the Family, I think is really good. I want to see what their defense is going to look like on the next rotation, because once we get off these extra attacks here, that's another 3. Can we get the hidden potential? Yes, there we go. So we've gotten off a lot of attacks now. On the next turn, with All in the Family active as well, I'm expecting pretty good defense from them. Now, I kind of want the Buu Duo to kill here, right? Because if they get supered... Okay, yeah, we're easily... Wait, did he super Kai Goku this turn? In fact, if we drop... Yeah, we have. I was going to say, if we drop low enough that we're going to get the big heal off of Kai Goku, we did. So, the goal here then, I guess, will be to take enough damage this turn that we get the decent heal. Sorry, not the heal. We take enough damage this turn that we can use the... Oh, this is a rough turn, though. Yeesh. Can't get 6 orbs for Goku in slot 1. So if I put him in slot 1, the 3 orbs allows us to get the extra dodge. But if we don't dodge like a super, because we don't have guard, we're going to get killed. If I use a Whis, and we do dodge a super, none of the other attacks will do any damage. So then we're not seeing the family Kamehameha again. I guess my only real choice is just to, like, do it and see what happens, right? But... Because, yeah, I mean, we're not going to... I mean, to be fair, unless somebody doesn't, like, dodge a super, we're not going to take enough damage to get the family Kamehameha anyway. And that is always a big problem. When you have these HP restriction abilities that are, like, you know, 59%, if you're trying to hover at around, like, you know, 60-70% HP, the wrong unit taking a super, you're dead. So fortunately, this worked out quite nicely, right? Because the AoE on God Goku actually did a pretty spicy chunk of damage, but then he dodged the super attack. So I think that means, yeah, everyone else is only taking normals now for the rest of the turn. So we've managed to get out of that sticky situation. We should be able to do the family Kamehameha on the next turn, right? Or are we at 59%? Or we might actually be just at 60, you know. But because everyone else on this turn's only going to take double digits. I actually can't tell. Could you imagine if we get to the next turn and we can't use it? I'm going to be so disappointed. Right. I think we are at... Yeah, no, we're below 50. We're below 60. I can see the full 4 squares and then a little bit of the next one. So we should be all good. And we're going to have the Bulma support. So that's good. I mean, we probably win next turn, right? Because Kai Goku should be able to hold it down in slot 1. And then with the amount of damage we're going to do from the active skills, then it's just going to be GG, right? Because the GOBROS still aren't fully built up. I think they can still get, what, like 2 more attacks here or something? We're obviously not going to use the Spirit Bomb because then it would be game over. So what are they at now? 531k defense. Now that is good when you consider that, again, each of their supers, they're getting 30% extra on super. So they're getting over 100k, right, per super attack. Which means if we got like the God 4 super turn, they do get up to about 1 million defense, which would be pretty cool. In fact, let me see if this does work, right? So they're at 531, and then we'll use their active skill. If their defense goes up, then we know that that counts as part of the thing for their passive, right, with each attack. It should do. So they're at 531.4. So let's go ahead and do this. Finally, in one of the videos.
Every ounce of power you've got in you. Kamehameha!
I always loved this unit when they first came out, but we definitely do need a new family Kamehameha in the game. So 6 million, no crit, a little bit unfortunate. And then what are we at now? Yeah, so it did go up. So of course it does count. Doing their active skill counts as an attack. So that would be useful if they were at 9 attacks here, and then we used it to get the 10th one, so then they'd be fully built up. But I mean, their first super of the turn will be them getting fully built up. So we went up by what? It was about 30k. So that attack will put them up by about 30k, so they'll be at just under 600, and then they're getting 30% on each super attack. So even after one super on this turn, they're over 700k defense, which is pretty good. It's just not like, you know, utterly crazy. So let's go ahead and do this. Hopefully Kai Goku doesn't get absolutely obliterated in slot 1 here, which is a possibility. And then... see, the more orbs you get, the better defensively Vegeta is. We can only get 3. So I'm a little bit concerned for our boy in slot 3 here with the AoEs, but let's see. Also, how much did the GOBROS take now that they're at like 560k? Okay, they do take double-digit damage. I know SYN's AoEs, physical SYN's AoEs are hard-hitting, but they're not like absolutely insane, right? So everyone taking double digits on the rotation, that is good. Goku getting a bit of extra defense here as well. Will he live a super attack? I actually don't know if he would. Well, we're going to find out. Let's see. How much are you taking? Oh, okay, we're good. I was going to say, because worst case scenario is he would live if it was going to KO him, but then he would just be on 1 HP and then he gets killed by a normal attack, which is kind of funny. That's why those survive at 1 HP passives aren't as useful as they might seem. Like, there are certain situations where it's the last attack you're taking, so they would absolutely clutch it out, but if they take any more hits after that, it's impossible for you to take 0 damage. Like, the minimum you take is like double digit, or even sometimes you can take single digits, but you can never take 0. So if he survives with 1 HP but it's not the last attack of the turn, you still die. But yeah, look at the GOBROS. Additional super for 12 million, then an additional super for 13 million. And now, yeah, so they did 3 supers. So they're easily over like 800, 900k defense on this turn. And then unfortunately, because we get no attack with the standby, that means we're not winning here. Well, we'll do this. Basically makes it impossible for us to lose. Because I think the AoE... Will the AoE kill Vegeta, even though he's STR? Probably, right? He has low defense, but... God Goku dodges the super again. I mean, God Goku came in clutch on these last 2 rotations, actually dodging the super from SYN. Oh, the GOBROS took 200k. Okay. And then Vegeta dies, and then we get the GT Spirit Bomb. And that is the canon event ending for Omega. 33 million crit with no support unit on the rotation. That's pretty good. So yeah, there you go. That was the GOBROS versus SYN Shenron. I mean, they can do very well in this event. But as I said at the very beginning, who cares, kind of, you know. Hopefully they'll add missions to more events, right, where we'll then want to use these guys. Like, imagine they added a mission into this to use like Siblings Bond or Hybrid Saiyans or something like that. Then it would be, you know, a fun team build to make. You could put the GoBros on there. It would be kind of cool. Although I guess if it was Hybrid Saiyans, they really want a Goku on rotation to be at their full potential as well, which kind of hampers some of their potential if you're going to want to run them on like Hybrid Saiyans or something like that, right? But yeah, I don't know. I want to like this unit. They are fun, and like big numbers, you know, go crazy sometimes. But yeah, all in all, I don't know. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.